Hi everyone, I'm so sorry that I can't be present today, but I thank you all for taking the time to listen to our group as we have already gone over the role of Neiman Marcus in shaping the ideal woman in society, how the male gaze and gender role play into this, and what this would have looked like in Dallas specifically. If you've not noticed already, I'll tell you that all of these examples seem to be individuals of high class. Neiman Marcus did not cater to all races and classes as they claimed to. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a misrepresentation of the company. My topic, I did an investigation of class divisions in the 1950s and how Neiman Marcus catered to the upper class, and I would have liked to have focused on some event garments in the Texas fashion collection, Carrie Marcus Neiman collection. I chose to focus on this decade because it is the decade that has the most clothes categorized, not to say it is the decade with the majority of clothes, because that's not true. My research focused on a lot of pricing and income data. I used US Census data as well as archives from the online libraries at University of Missouri to look at income and what a family would have spent on different categories of items such as retail and home goods. What I'd like to consider here is what the Texas Fashion Collection has and does not have, and what we have found Neiman Marcus to have sold and what they did not sell. One can clearly see that they liked to cater to those of a higher class who had disposable income. Customers of Neiman Marcus could spend their disposable income on experiences like the Neiman Marcus Fortnights or a night out on the town going to visit the opera or another theater event. What we see from Neiman Marcus is a lot of big name designers who are known to be expensive, and we know how Carrie bought for Neiman Marcus using designers from abroad and inspiration from Europe. Although women are not portrayed this way in history, a woman would have had several roles and needed costumes for each role. At Neiman Marcus, she could find an outfit for the house, for a job she might have, dinners of any dress code, and a night out to the opera. Garments for all of these occasions could be found in the decade at the Carrie Marcus Neiman collection at the Texas Fashion Collection. Women of a lower class would not have been able to afford the clothing at the prices Neiman Marcus was offering them, and they would have not had the disposable income to spend on the events that would require so many different costume changes. There could be so much further research on this topic, and I was disappointed that I could not find prices for the opera in the time period I was studying or a Neiman Marcus catalog. In the next slide, though, we will discuss an advertisement for a coat with a price seen in the ad as seen in Vogue, which brings me to the next point that I have not yet touched on, advertisement. Although Vogue might not be the only publication Neiman Marcus advertised in, this particular publication is what we have access to. I am sure that this will be covered by other individuals in this class, so I will just urge you to, while they are presenting their information, think about how Neiman Marcus advertises to their audience, who their audience truly is, and how we see this in the Vogue publication that we have access to. I will see you all on the next slide.